pleasant day, Tagum City, especially to our dear learners and parents who are watching and tuning it right now. Good day also to our DepEd Tagum City Division personnel, headed by our school's Division Superintendent, Dr. Josephine L. Fadul, together with the Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Melanie P. Stasio. To our school principal, Dr. Jeffrey Villarosa, and to our senior high school assistant principal, Mr. Noel Escobar. Today, the teacher broadcaster will discuss about personal safety protocol to avoid dehydration, overexertion, hypothermia, and hypothermia during MVPA participation, which is related to health optimizing physical education form. We are so pleased to be with you today. I am your host, Teacher Nelson Rolite from La Filipina National High School. It's another day of meaningful learning. So sit back, relax, be comfortable, and find a place where you can clearly watch and hear our session for today. Make sure you are in a comfortable place while watching and listening our broadcasts. At this point, I would like to take focus on our today's lesson. So prepare yourselves, students, be comfortable, get ready of your cell phones, ball pens, paper, or notebook, and let's begin to learn and enjoy the health optimizing physical education or hoped for grade 12 level. I'm sure you will enjoy while watching and listening, especially to the students who love to play every day, as well as those people who also love to stretch their bones. Let's find out what are the personal safety protocol to avoid dehydration, overexertion, hypothermia, and hyperthermia during the MVPA participation. If you're ready, here is Ma'am Bemi Magno, a grade 12 teacher from La Filipina National High School. Okay, Ma'am Bemi, take it away!
Good day and welcome to our new lesson, students and listeners. Broadcasting live at 98.3 Gold FM, Cuyahoga, no? And you can watch also at La Filipina National High School Facebook page. Kumusta po mga kastig? And I am here again to share a new topic today. I am your teacher in Health Optimizing Physical Education 4. I am teacher Bemi. This time, let's talk about personal safety protocol to avoid dehydration, overexertion, hypothermia, hyperthermia during MVPA participation. But before that, let me introduce first our objective for today. At the end of the lesson, the students would be able to identify the causes and signs of dehydration, overexertion, hypothermia, and hyperthermia. 2. List down the safety protocol to avoid dehydration, overexertion, hyperthermia, hypothermia during MVPA participation. Number 3. Appreciates the importance of safety protocol in participating MVPA. These objectives will lead us to the most essential learning competency. Personal safety protocol to avoid dehydration, overexertion, hypothermia, and hyperthermia during moderate vigorous physical education activity. Now, before we proceed to our main discussion, let us first hear and observe this video clip.
A blizzard is defined as a severe snowstorm with sustained winds of over 56 kilometers per hour. Blizzards form when freezing cold air in the atmosphere collides with warm, moist air, creating a weather phenomenon called a front. This collision of warm and cold air produces heavy snow and howling winds. But wind and snow aren't the most dangerous part of a blizzard. The biggest killer is the cold. A drop of just 4 degrees in core temperature and the human body becomes hypothermic.
Okay, how did you feel about the video clip? What did you realize? What do you think our lesson for today? Well, are you familiar with this condition? Or did you experience this cold weather? Like swimming, hiking, walking? Well, let us see further for our next topic for today. So our lesson for today is all about safety protocol to avoid dehydration, overexertion, hypothermia, and hyperthermia during MVPA participation. But before we proceed to our lesson proper, let us test first your stock knowledge. Kindly get your notes and ball pen and answer this following question honestly. Please write only the letter. Get ready! Let's start! Number 1. Excessive loss of water from the body, usually through perspiration or sweating, urination or evaporation. A. Thirst. B. Dehydration. C. Hyperthermia. Again, excessive loss of water from the body, usually through perspiration or sweating, urination or evaporation. A. Thirst. B. Dehydration. C. Hyperthermia. Timer, start now. Time is up. What is your answer? Number 1 answer is letter B, dehydration. Next. What do we call the detrimental cause of excessive training? A. Overexertion. B. Hypothermia. C. Sweating. Again, what do we call detrimental cause of excessive training? A. Overexertion. B. Hyperthermia. C. Sweating. Time starts now. Time is up. What is your answer? The answer is A. Overexertion. Number 3. This is alarming rise in the body temperature, which is an effect of exercising in a very humid environment. A. Dehydration. B. Overexertion. C. Hyperthermia. Again, this is an alarming rise in body temperature, which is an effect of exercising in a very humid environment. A. Dehydration. B. Overexertion. C. Hyperthermia. Timer starts now. Time is up. What is your answer? The correct answer is letter C, hyperthermia. Number 4 question. A sensation of dryness in the mouth and throat associated with a desire of liquids. A. Thirst. B. Hypothermia. C. Hyperthermia. Again, a sensation of dryness in the mouth and throat associated with a desire for liquids. A. Thirst. B. Hypothermia. C. Hyperthermia. Timer starts now. Time is up. What is your answer? Okay, the answer is letter A, thirst. Last question, number 5. This condition will be experienced if you are doing recreational activities such as swimming, hiking, or any activities that expose you to cold weather. A. Hypothermia. B. Thirst. C. Dehydration. Again, this condition will be experienced if you are doing recreational activities such as swimming, hiking, or any activities that expose you to the cold weather. A. Hypothermia. B. Thirst. C. Dehydration. Timer starts now. What is your answer? The correct answer is A. Hyperthermia. How was your score? Did you get it right? Well, let us know more about safety protocols. Just prepare your ball pen and paper and take note some important facts in our lesson. Let's begin. Safety is very important to be considered in participating moderate to vigorous recreational physical activity in doing MVPA activity. When forgot to bring water with you, you overdo the activity or you performed it in extreme weather, there might be a possibility that you will be at risk or it can be cause of injury to your body. So to avoid dehydration, hyperthermia, safety protocol is needed. So number 1 is dehydration. This happens when your body loses or utilizes a bigger number of liquids than it takes in. So these are the body signal that indicates you haven't had enough fluid. Once we have a headache, fatigue, mode changes, slow reaction times or dry nasal passages or dry cracked lips, dark colored urine, muscle cramps, confusion, and hallucination. Of course, rapid heartbeat, thirst, dry skin, or decreased urination. So, here are the safety protocols for dehydration. 1. Drink plenty of water as directed by your doctor. 2. Eat foods with high amounts of water. 3. Avoid or limit drinks with caffeine. 4. Avoid or limit drinks with alcohol. So, number 2, overexertion. So, overexertion, this involves physical or mental efforts that's beyond your current abilities. Overexertion relies upon numerous elements, for example, age or clinical history, climate or work environment or explicit errand. So, because of these variables, various individuals will get overexerted at various points. So, we have our own physical limits and mental limits. So, we have also signs on overexertion. Just for example, dizziness, or feeling faint, or lightedness, or nausea, or short of breathing, or thirst and vomiting. So, we have here the causes. 1 is we have repetitive movement. This means repeatedly move a joint or muscle over a long period of time. For example, training for sports. Number 2, improper technique. Doing an activity or task incorrectly. For example, lifting items incorrectly, setting with a poor proper posture. Number 3, sudden body movement. Incorrect technique of abrupt movement. Example, twisting, bending, pushing, or pulling. Number 4, prolonged activity. Continuously do an activity without regular breaks. You'll eventually become fatigued. For example, overtraining for a sport or physical fitness, doing an activity or exercise too many days in a row. So, these are the example for safety protocols in overexertion. Number 1, stretch and warm up your muscles before doing an activity. Number 2, take breaks every 30 minutes, especially if you usually stay in the same position for many hours. Number 3, safety protocols. Lift heavy objects with legs, not your back. Bend your knees before lifting any objects or any heavy objects. Overexertion can be unsafe. It can lead to serious injuries like strains, sprains, or fractures. It may also limit your ability to keep doing an activity in the future. Next, we have hypothermia. Hypothermia, this condition will be experienced if you are doing recreational activities such as swimming, hiking, or any activities that expose you to cold weather. At the point when presented to cold temperatures, your body starts to lose heat quicker than it's delivered. Lengthy exposure will eventually use up your body's stored energy, which leads to lower body temperature. Next, we have the signs and symptoms. Number 1, we have slow and shallow breathing, confusion and memory loss, or drowsiness or exhaustion, slurred or mumbled speech. Next safety protocol, we have get out of the cold wind, rain, or snow if possible. Next, add warm layers of clothing. Eat carbohydrates, drink fluids, move your body to help warm your core. A person with a severe hypothermia may be unconscious and may not seem to have a pulse or to be breathing. In case, handle the person gently and get emergency assistance immediately. Next is hypothermia. Hyperthermia, the condition occurs when the body heat regulation becomes overwhelmed by outside factors causing a person's internal temperature to rise. So, doing recreational activity that has a prolonged exposure under the heat of the sun, like cycling, hiking, or walking around the parks, might be led to hyperthermia. So, any activity involves exercise in a warm or humid environment increase the risk of these conditions. So, these are the types signs and symptoms of hyperthermia. 1, we have heat cramps. So this is excessive sweating, exhaustion, flash or red skin, muscle cramps. Another, we have heat strokes. We have strong pulse or weak pulse, fast deep breathing or reduced sweating. So next, we have the safety protocol for hyperthermia. Take frequent breaks. Next, drink plenty of water, wear cool clothing, or find a cold shady place to rest. Properly protecting yourself from the heat and possible hyperthermia is easy to do when playing outside in hot weather. So in doing the things that you love or in participating in recreational activities, always take into consideration in the safety so that you have a less chance of being at risk. So we almost done of our lesson for today, but before that, let me ask you this question. Okay. This one. Why is it important to observe safety precaution during physical activity? What do you think? Safety and injury prevention. Physical activity plays an important role in a healthy lifestyle. However, an injury can place you on the sidelines and cramp your fitness goals. So the good news is that most injuries are preventable by following some simple injury prevention guidelines. You can avoid also injury and stay in the game. So next question. What are the important things should be remembered when participating in recreational activity? What is your opinion? What is your idea? Okay. Safety tips in recreational activities. 1. Stay hydrated or always bring water bottle with you when participating in an activity. 2. Know your limits. Do not plan an activities that you are not capable in doing. No. So number 3, bring a first aid kit. You should always carry a basic first aid kit with you for whenever you do or any sort of outdoor recreation. Next, what is the advantage of playing recreational activities using safety protocols? Well, following the proper protocol drastically reduces the chances of your getting injured, enabling to you to focus on the activity and not worry about accident that might occur. Okay, that's the end of our discussion for today. Did you learn something? Well, I hope that you learned a lot because before we end our lesson, we will have our assessment. You have 5 seconds to answer. We have the direction, alright? True if the statement is correct and false if the statement is wrong. Remember, answer each item honestly. Okay? Are you ready? Let's start. Number 1. In overexertion, the safety protocol to avoid physical exertion is doing exercise like bending, pushing, and throwing. Keep your joint healthy. True or false? Again, in overexertion, the safety protocol to avoid physical exertion is doing exercise like bending, pushing, and throwing. Keep your joint healthy. True or false? Timer starts now. Time is up. What is your answer? Okay? The answer is true. Next question, number 2. Hypothermia condition means prolonged exposure to very cold temperature. True or false? Again, hypothermia condition means prolonged exposure to very cold temperature. True or false? Timer starts now. Time is up. What is your answer? Let us check. The answer is true. Okay. Number 3 question. A safety protocol for dehydration is to get out of cold water and eat of carbohydrates. True or false? Again, a safety protocol for dehydration is to get out of cold water and eat of carbohydrates. True or false? Time starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is false. Aba, bakit? Because the correct answer is hypothermia, not dehydration. Okay? Number 4 question. In overexertion relies upon numerous elements like age, clinical history, climate or work, environment. Because of these variables, individuals will get overexerted at various points because of our own limits or physical and mental limits. True or false? Again, in overexertion relies upon numerous elements like age, clinical history, climate or work environment. Because of these variables, individuals will get overexerted at various points because of our own physical and mental limits. True or false? Timer starts now. Time is up. The correct answer is true. Okay, the last question, number 5. One of the causes of hyperthermia is heat cramps. True or false? Again, one of the causes of hyperthermia is heat cramps. True or false? Are you ready? Timer starts now. Time is up! Your answer! Or the correct answer is false. Because the correct word for that is hyperthermia. How was your score? Were you able to answer all the 5 questions? Yes! Wow, great job! Now, we are about to end our lesson today, but before that I will leave you an assignment. Okay. So, make a photo collage of the safety protocol to avoid dehydration, overexertion, hypothermia, and hyperthermia during participation in recreational activity. So, again, you make a photo collage. So, this is our rubric for photo collage. Number 1, we have organization. So, fair if the pictures and words were generally organized. Good if the pictures and words were well balanced and included several different. Excellent if the pictures and words were extremely organized and balanced. Next, we have content and knowledge or content knowledge. Fair if the picture collage did not demonstrate students understanding few things were lacking. Good if the picture or photo collage clearly demonstrated students' understanding. Next, excellent if the picture or photo collage sincerely demonstrated students' understanding. Student added extra information. Next, we have the format. Fair. Student generally followed the format. However, few things were missing. Good if the student followed the format and included all required information. Excellent if the student followed the format and included all required information. Student may also have included something extra. Next, we have creativity. So fair if some effort was given to make the collage interesting. Good, the student demonstrated creative methods for designing a collage. Excellent if the student demonstrated creative methods, various materials were utilized and colors were distributed, and it was very neat and appealing. So your output, you can pass it through my messenger. So we are done. Another session has ended. Till next time, keep safe everyone. I am Ma'am Benny, your teacher in Health and Optimizing Physical Education 4, saying thank you and mabuhay. Bye-bye!
Wow! Another lesson was shared today. We hope that you have learned something from our discussion. You can find our lesson in your handouts. It is not only the student who has learned something new, but us and even your parents as well. To you, dear students, kindly wait for the updates from your teachers via text or call. You may contact them through the numbers found in your kits or modules. You can also send an email or message them from Facebook. Be sure to stay tuned. Until next time, on behalf of our teacher broadcaster, Teacher Benny Magno, and yours truly, teacher host, Teacher Nelson Lolite from La Filipina National High School, Senior High School Department. Always remember one of the famous quotes of the respected Nelson Mandela that according to him, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Until next time, goodbye!